apologies to break away from that, but we're going live to that news conference. It's just getting underway in Liverpool.
3 from West Derby, Liverpool, with offences of dangerous driving, causing grievous bodily harm with intent, wounding with intent to cause grievous bodily harm, and attempting to cause grievous bodily harm with intent. This is following a complex and ongoing investigation into an incident in Water Street, Liverpool, on Monday the 26th of May 2025. The defendant will appear before Liverpool Magistrates Court on Friday the 30th of May 2025. The investigation is at an early stage. Prosecutors and police are continuing to work at pace to review a huge volume of evidence. This includes multiple pieces of video footage and numerous witness statements. It is important to ensure that every victim gets the justice they deserve. The charges will be kept under review as the investigation progresses. We know that Monday's shocking scenes reverberated around the city of Liverpool and the entire country on what should have been a day of celebration for hundreds of thousands of Liverpool FC supporters. Our thoughts remain with all of those affected. Criminal proceedings against the defendant are active, and he has the right to a fair trial. It is extremely important that there should be no reporting, commentary, or sharing of information or media online which could in any way prejudice these proceedings. Please allow the legal process to take its course without undue speculation. Thank you.
Update to you all during what has been a very challenging week. As always, our thoughts remain with all of those injured and affected by this appalling incident, which took place during the Liverpool Football Club parade on Monday. As you have heard from our CPS colleagues, the man arrested by Merseyside Police following the incident on Water Street has now been charged with 7 serious offences. Paul Desmond Sanders Doyle, 53 years, of Berghill Road, West Derby, has this afternoon been charged with 2 counts of unlawful and malicious wounding with intent to cause grievous bodily harm, 2 counts of causing unlawful and malicious grievous bodily harm with intent to cause grievous bodily harm, 2 counts of attempted unlawful and malicious grievous bodily harm with intent to cause grievous bodily harm, all contrary to Section 18 of the Offences Against the Person Act 1861. He has also been charged with 1 count of dangerous driving, contrary to Section 2 of the Road Traffic Act 1988. Doyle has been remanded into custody and he will appear at Liverpool Magistrates Court in the morning. I fully understand how this incident has left us all shocked and saddened, and I know many will continue to have concerns and questions. Our detectives are working tirelessly with diligence and professionalism to seek the answer to all of those questions. When we are able to, we will provide further information. Merseyside Police is determined to gather as much evidence as possible to ensure that every avenue is explored. Now that Paul Doyle has been charged, we ask that the judicial process be allowed to continue without any speculation online or anywhere else that could impede the pursuit of justice for all of those affected. 9 people were injured. We continue to be in contact with our officers and staff, and 7 people remain in hospital, receiving the expert care of our NHS colleagues. I hope that all of those who were injured or witnessed in this terrible incident are able, given time, to heal and recover. This continues to be a large and complex investigation, and detectives are reviewing a huge volume of CCTV and mobile phone footage submitted by the public and businesses, as well as footage from our own body-worn cameras and dash cams. I'm extremely grateful for the ongoing cooperation of the public, who have and continue to share their footage and witness accounts with detectives.
The bus had passed us by
with all the players and the manager and that on it. We started walking up the street to clear the area, and it was at that moment I realised something terrible was going on. I thought it was a fight, but it was this car making his way down the road towards us.
What did you see?
Well, I saw two people like scuffling against the curb, just trying to get out of the way, and then I saw the car hurtling towards us, and then a chap hit the bonnet. I'd say he's in his 40s, possibly, hit the bonnet and flew off towards the other direction, and then he just sort of turned into us.
What happened?
He just ploughed into us, and I tried to, I don't know why, but I tried to hold on to the front of the car and try and stop it, push it, do whatever I could from it hitting my partner and my baby. But the part at the time, me and my partner was sat on the roof, on the bonnet, sorry, and yeah, we were just both trying to hold on dear life with Ted next to us, and my partner went under the wheels of the car, of the front of the car, and it rode over her leg, and I just bounced off to the side, but my boy in his pram got bounced totally opposite direction, about 15 feet down the road. And as soon as that had happened, I just started screaming for my partner, and I found her and I asked her where Teddy was, and she didn't know, and I didn't know. And yeah, I found him, and he was okay. Thank God.
Just 5 months old Teddy, where did you find him?
He was just in the road, in his pram on his back. And I grabbed him out, and took the pushchair to the side, and I ran up to some paramedics with him, and some people ushered us inside the restaurant that was literally opposite where we'd been hit. And a middle-aged woman looked after him while I went to check on Cherie, and as soon as I did that, we took him into the ambulance, and he just got checked over, and yeah, there was a lot going on at that time. I just didn't know where I was, but I thought I was in hell, I'll be honest.
Has been arrested for attempted murder, dangerous driving and driving under the influence of drugs. That comes after a car rammed into crowds yesterday evening at Liverpool Football Club parade. Speaking at a press conference earlier today, Merseyside police said the driver had been tailgating an ambulance.
It is believed the driver of the Ford Galaxy car involved in this incident was able to follow an ambulance onto Water Street after the roadblock was temporarily lifted, so that the ambulance crew could attend to a member of the public who was having a suspected heart attack.
Police also confirmed today, sadly, 4 children amongst the 65 people injured, 11 remaining in hospital, but thankfully recovering well. We're hoping to speak shortly to somebody who was hit by that car, so it'll be really interesting to get their eyewitness testimony. But first, we've got former police officer Colin Sutton. Colin, thank you very much. Now, I'll be quite honest with you now. One of the things that I thought when I saw that press conference today was, why haven't they charged this bloke?
Well, he's been arrested for 3 very different offences, and the complexity of the investigation and the standard of the evidence needed to prove driving under the influence of drugs compared to dangerous driving and then compared to attempted murder are 3 very different things. So while if it were just the driving offences, I would expect he might have been, there will be a long investigation into attempted murder, because you have to prove an intent to kill somebody, or at the very least do them very serious harm, and that takes much more time than it does to prove somebody was driving a car and they had drugs in their system.
So you wouldn't charge straight away for what one would imagine is a strict liability offence if you've got drugs or indeed too much drink in your system. So you wouldn't just charge. You'd wait to do it all in one go, would you?
Yeah, I think that's what will be happening. You know, it's the investigation will be a totality of everything that's gone on, and then the CPS will advise on the appropriate charges at the end of that investigation.
Yeah, I'm just in agony at the minute, mate. So I am.
Yeah, I'm just sort of sitting, finally able to recover. I was discharged from hospital in Liverpool about 7 in the morning and had to travel all the way up to Birmingham, so I have. So, yeah, at the minute I'm just in a lot of pain at the minute. I'm just, still quite traumatised, as you can imagine, about it all.
So, okay, well, if it's all right, can you just talk me through exactly what happened to you, please?
Yeah, so we had actually, it was me and my partner, we had actually met up with a couple of people also from Northern Ireland, so we have. And at the end of the parade, once the bus went past, we were all just sort of walking back up. I think it was Water Street, and my partner was about 10 yards ahead of me, so she was. And then I was just taking videos on the phone, just singing and dancing away with random Liverpool fans. And then I just heard a bunch of screaming. And the screaming was my girlfriend screaming for my name and just loads of screaming from people being hit. And then once I put my phone down, the car was basically face to face with me. And then basically what happened was I was like basically in the centre of the bonnet and I put my hands up trying to get him to stop and also to protect myself. And then I had just about manoeuvred out of the way, and the driver was able to clip my legs and just sort of sent me sort of spinning around the place, and he sustained injuries to my back.
So Jack, did you make eye contact with this guy? Did you try and get out of the way and then he aimed for you?
Mate, see, to be honest with you, it was all so quick. As soon as I put my phone down and realised what was going on, it was just sort of, life or death, sort of just trying to survive, get out of the way of this car. I was able to sort of lock eye contact with him for like half a second. So it was, and then by that time he just tried to floor it and just basically ran right through me, essentially. To be honest with you, trying to kill me, trying to kill everyone else, behind me and everyone else that he tried to run over. It's just it's terrible, to be honest with you, mate.
Yeah, I mean, look, hey, I'll just stress again, at this particular moment in time, the guy's not been charged with anything. We obviously have to wait and see how things progress in that sense. You've made your view, you were there, you looked into the white of this person's eyes, and you've given your account of that. When you look back at it now, how do you feel about the police response at the time? Because we all saw the clips, and the car eventually comes to a stop, and then it's like Liverpool fans and police, very bravely, by the way, because you don't know what this guy's got in his car. You don't know who he is. It could be a bomb. It could be anything. All trying to swarm this car. So are you on the floor at that point? Are you? And then people are trying to get this guy out of the car. What's happening?
So when I was hit, I was basically just sort of spun round, and I fell into a bunch of people. And then once I got back up, the first thing I was looking for was my partner. So it was, and then I heard her screaming. I was able to find her. As soon as I found her, I just ran over to her and I gave her a big hug. And then as soon as the adrenaline wore off, I just felt the pain straight away in my back instantly, and I started screaming to her, "Abby, my back's gone, my back's gone." And then I just collapsed. And then as soon as she was able to bring me up, there was just a response team. Everyone else, to the bouncers that brought me into the bar, all Liverpool fans trying to help me out. They were brilliant. I thought they were absolutely outstanding. Just giving everyone the help that they need in an event that happened so sudden. To be honest with you, I just think the question that everyone's trying to get is how the car got there in the first place. As you can imagine, this could have stopped. This could have been prevented if the car, hadn't have made its way there. But it happened, and to be honest with you, mate, I'm just trying to think positively that I am still here. I'm able to give you this interview, and I was able to give plenty of other interviews. I'm still able to go home to my wee son tomorrow. So I'm just
so you've got. Do you mind me asking how old your son is?
He's only 3.
Goodness gracious me! I mean, that must have been going through your mind. I mean, last night when I was reporting on it all last night, and look, I'll be honest with you, I was expecting at some point to announce a death toll. And that didn't come.
Yeah, I made, to be honest with you, there was a lot of, and to be fair, it probably shouldn't have happened, but there was a lot of rumours going around that, that was the case, but saying that, you can't really believe everything that you're told, and that, the likes of you guys reported, or the police have told, if the police have came out and said that there has been a death toll, but thankfully there hasn't, and I'm just hoping that everyone else, if there is people still in the hospital, I'm hoping that they, make a speedy recovery, and
absolutely,
yeah, it's just and
you presumably going to give your kid an extra big squeeze, really, because you think of what could have been, I suppose.
Well, it'll be him giving me the squeezes. I can't get up at the minute. It'll be him giving me the squeeze. But yes, I can't wait to get.
Well, on that note, I'd like to say thank you for going to the effort of talking to us tonight. It is much appreciated, and I wish you all the very best, speedy recovery. Sorry that it happened to you, but you know, I think in the light of things, I know it's awful for you now, but it could have been so much worse. But Jack, thank you very, very much. Jack Tross today was caught up in that rampage in Liverpool last night.
Our sports correspondent Rob Harris is there. Rob, it's important to set the context because when Liverpool last won the Premier League in 2020, they couldn't really celebrate with the fans. So this had extra significance, this parade. And also the club has been through similar before, of course, with Heysel and Hillsborough. And as a result, we've had a big response from the club and their stars.
Yes, the Liverpool Chief Executive really thanking the emergency services today for their swift response. Also thanking the fans for how they helped each other in this moment of appalling distress that they had to go through when behind me that car ploughed through those fans who come here for a day of celebration to celebrate this 20th title. The fact they haven't been able to have a title party like this since 1990, 5 years ago when the Premier League was won. It was during the pandemic and the restrictions prevented any sort of parade like this, and that's what made it extra special. And the fact it was the 20th title, bringing Liverpool level with Manchester United in terms of the record for titles. And you really got a sense of the huge Liverpool fan base by just how many hundreds of thousands of people turned out yesterday, and the fact the route was 10 miles going right the way from the outskirts through the city centre. And it was just around here where the parade was drawing to its close. The open top buses were coming through with the Premier League trophy in a haze of red smoke when we were hearing You Never Walk Alone again, and that club anthem really does encapsulate the spirit of the club, and it's really woven into the club's identity. And apart that, it's about the lyrics reflecting the resilience through those moments of trauma that the club has gone through, and this is yet another distressing day for them. And you also feel how much of a community Liverpool is, not only amongst its fan base, but also those who previously played and managed the club as well. And this weekend, to witness the Premier League trophy being handed over at Anfield on Sunday, was the former Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp, who left a year ago, and he posted his own tribute today. In it on social media, it read that my family and I are shocked and devastated. Our thoughts and prayers are with those who are injured and affected. You'll never walk alone. Former captain Steven Gerrard was also in the stadium. He posted a message too saying, shocked, sickened and saddened at the incident we all witnessed in our city last night. My thoughts and prayers go out to all the people involved and their families. Also the sense of solidarity from across Merseyside, Everton, Liverpool's great rivals, posting their message of support, and also appealing for any fan to come forward with evidence they have of the incident. And certainly that is now where the focus has shifted here in terms of completing and thoroughly conducting the investigation. And hearing from fans, many still in their Liverpool scarves here, celebrating still. They hope one day they can reclaim the memory of this as a moment of celebration rather than one being marred by the horror that they witnessed.
Ça, la désinvolture.